T2.10. Until the scale was changed in 1995, SAT scores were based on a scale set many years ago. For math scores, the mean under the old scale in the early 1990s was 470 and the standard deviation was 110. Right, so let's just make a note of this. So in the 90s, the mean was 470 and the standard deviation was 110. Okay, fast forward, and in 2016, the mean was 510 and the standard deviation was 103. Okay, Gina took the SAT in 1994 and scored 500. Okay, so 1994, we were doing that in yellow. So she scored 500. Her cousin, Colleen, took the SAT in 2016 and scored 530. So that score came from 2016. Who did better on the exam? How can you tell? Okay. So even though these are both SAT scores, it's not an apples to apples comparison because the tests were taken in different years, and it looked like the test was harder back in the 90s, right? The mean was only 470, and then in the 2000s it was in 2016 the mean was 510. So it used to be a harder test. Okay. All right, so what we'll do is we'll standardize each of the cousins' scores and then compare the standard scores. Okay, so let's do Gina first. Okay, so Gina, should I do yellow? Is that even going to show up well? Okay, let's see. Sure, Gina. All right, so Gina's z-score, well, her actual score was 500, the mean was 470, and the standard deviation was 110. Okay, so Gina's z-score is 500 minus 470 over 110. 3/11ths, 0.27 repeating. All right, so she only scored like a quarter of a standard deviation, not even a full standard deviation above the mean. Okay, Colleen, on the other hand, her score was 530. The mean for her year was 510. Standard deviation 103. Okay, let's calculate this one. 530 minus 510 over 103. Okay. 20 divided by 103. Okay, 0.194. Okay, so neither person did exceptionally well. They both did better than average. Okay, Gina has a slightly higher z-score, right? She scored 0.27 standard deviations above the mean, whereas Colleen only scored 0.19 standard deviations above the mean. So we'd have to conclude that Gina did better. So no A, no B. Okay, see, Gina, her standardized score is higher than Colleen's. Yes, okay. Standardized score is just another name for a z-score.